Hi there, welcome to BSP Live. You're with Craig Conley and Rob Dorey, and this is a continuation of the previous video you watched with Phil Wicks, where we looked at the successful actions of business owners and how they succeed on a daily basis. So what we're going to look at today is a bit more of a structured approach, and this structured approach we've called transforming your business. Now, Rob, can you give us a bit of an introduction about what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, basically, what we've agreed to do in this series is have a look at the way we look at a business. And so, as Craig said, transform your business, transform your life. Because in the small to medium-sized business game, the business is a big part of the business owner's lives. So what we're doing is we've got a methodology, which we're going to share with you over the series of these videos, so that, you will look at your business differently than you look at it today is the promise. So
fantastic. So we're going to put out probably 5 videos, Rob?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And this is a structure here. I'll put this up on the screen now. And that is really what I'll make that large so everybody can see it. So that's what we're going to be talking about, isn't it? These main things, and go through each component.
I take a minute now, Craig, and just sort of go through it, because we sort of led into that. So the idea is, what we do is we have a way of looking at basically any small to medium-sized business. And the trick is, we don't look at a business, we look at chunks of the business. We break the business into pieces. And what we're looking for is initially at the strategic level. So when you look at the top half of this chart, what we're doing is saying, where is this business going, or where can it go? And then how do we get there? And if we back up a little bit to the personal vision at the top, it's just the realization that anything we do with this business affects the business owners' lives. And before we arrive, it's affecting the business owners' lives. So the idea is a good positive project to move it forward will positively affect the business owners' lives and help them create the business that they want. So that's really the strategic part of what we do, and it's the front end part of the process.
So what is the first part of the business transformation, Rob?
Well, don't be afraid with words like model and plan, because it's really counterintuitive in the small business space. But that's really what we're doing, is we're getting clarity on where this business can be, given what the owners want to happen in a 3-year time frame. Once you've got that, then the strategy will say, in order to get there, this is what we need to do. And then you move down into the operational part, and we start actually on the right-hand side of that chart we put up before. If you put the chart back up, Craig, I'll just sort of quickly turn across. So on the right-hand side, so say we've got a $1 million business and we want it to be a $1.2 million business over 2 years. We'd look at that and say, well, that's not much different than today. But if you wanted that $1 million business to be a $3 million business over 3 years, your strategy will reflect that. And it all starts on the right-hand side when we look at the product and service. So the questions we're asking when we go through that are, in order to be a $3 million business, is the product and service offering the same as what it is today? Are there parts of that offering we need to emphasize more, do more of? Maybe the margins are higher, or the growth opportunity is higher. Or is there something we're not doing today that we should be doing as part of that $3 million business? Once you got clarity on the product and service, the sales and marketing piece means, okay, how do we sell? How do we create demand for the sales, the product and services that we've determined? Again, it'll depend. Is it business to business? Is it business to consumer? And these are all things we'll go through, and it just sort of naturally falls out. So at $1 million business, X number of people, 3 million, they're there. We check in on the human resources management part of the existing business and say, okay, how does that stack up to our best practice model that we have? And there will be gaps, and we'll fill those gaps over time. And then the system and process. So the business is running today, whether it's running well or not running so well, we will look at it from a system and process, and then we do the whole finance and reporting. And the reporting is a key part. what we get clarity on is what are we driving, what are we doing, and then we create simple ways to report on that progress or lack thereof. Lack thereof isn't, get the gun out and shoot everybody. Lack thereof means whatever we're doing isn't moving us forward. So, did we have the wrong target? Are we dropping the ball what it is? So the reporting, when we're looking at business transformations, good, simple, timely, usually monthly reporting is critical. So,
fantastic. So why is having a structure like this so critical for a business that wants to grow?
Yeah, the trick is to make it simple, because if you get lost and you and I have a discussion, say about your business or our business, Craig, unless we're talking about the pieces of the business, it's just a high level flaky. It passes the second degree test. We can say it's going well, it's going poorly, but that doesn't tell you anything. So if you want to do something, you need to look and say, this is what we want to do. We want to move this business to this level. And we will run the brush over that to be sure that that's reasonable. If that $1 million business said, I want to be $10 million in 3 years, it's not my place to look them in the eye and say, you're crazy. It's my place to look you in the eye and let's go through. Why is that a reasonable target? And if it's not a reasonable target, we'll bring it back. And say in that case, we bring it back to 3 million. Once we've agreed, that's the game. That's what we're going to do. But if you have an artificial target about what you're doing, that's not what we're all about. So once you've got that clear direction, everything else just falls from that. And it falls from that in chunks, product and service, sales and marketing, people, system and process, finance and reporting. And it allows you to move, or as we say, move each of those levers independently and differently at different times. So, it helps us work with the owners to actually deliver and execute on a business transformation.
So our interviews we're going to do, we've got 5 coming up. What is someone watching? What will they get out of those by the time they finish the series?
I think in the next one, we won't spend a long time, but the next one we will cover business vision and business strategy and the importance of that. So that's really that's where it all starts. And I will give you some real life examples where you'll be able to see where, the business vision or the lack of the business vision wasn't going to drive anything. If you get the right business vision, you can do amazing things. And the strategy naturally falls from that. So that'll be the focus, business vision and strategy, next one. And then we'll move down to the bottom and move across, starting in product and service and drilling down to the next level.
Okay, so that's great. So guys, tune in for the next one. It'll be in a couple of days' time. Rob's going to go through the business vision, the point of difference, and the things that he has seen that have helped businesses really get to that next level by you having a proper business vision. So that's great, Rob. So we'll get that interview up. We'll let everybody know about it, and we'll see you then.
Very good. Look forward to it. Thanks.